What does it mean to trust life? What does it mean to trust that these bodies were designed intelligently? What does it mean to trust the innate nature of existence? Well, that means we would have to trust that death is perfect, that the cycles of life, the way that life comes into creation and expands and peaks and then declines and dies and cycles again, this regenerative cycle is the way it's supposed to be. And if that's the case, then impermanence is a perfect rhythm to our existence. Welcome, I'm Lee Warren, and we're taught to fear death, to avoid thinking about death, to put it out of our minds and in the background and ignore it. But as we do that, this is the greatest paradox of life. The more we do it, the less access we have to both body and spirit, right? The more we're disconnected from life. And the more we step into this inquiry about impermanence, the more we embrace it, the more we ask questions about it, the more we get close to it, the more alive we become. See, when we brace ourselves against change, when we don't learn to grieve, when we don't learn to let go, we try to stop things. We make it small. We have resistance and control as a large part of our psychic experience. But when we soften, when we meet life in its true template, blueprint form, and we realize that everything is temporary, everything we love is temporary. The people we love, the beauty, the sensations moving through our bodies, they all arise and pass. And there's access to awe and wonder and expansion and honestly ecstasy when we can really embrace that. This is a truth that many of the mystics have been trying to tell us through song, through poetry, through scripture, in all kinds of different traditions. What if impermanence wasn't something to fight against, but the very nature of coming into form, of incarnation, of inhabiting these bodies? What if it's the very invitation that helps us expand in everything we want, whether that's joy or gratitude, or really just being here in the moment? So take a moment and feel the sensations in the body. Or even just tune in to the in-breath and out-breath. If you have some somatic training, use that. If you have some meditation training, use that. Just for a minute, begin to pay attention. This particular movement, that way the breath inhabits, that felt experience, can we savor it? We'll never be this way again. We start to realize that every single moment asks for our full presence because it's unique. So how do we track this on a day-to-day basis? There is a philosophical component to it, and it's also happening inside us right now. This inhale, soft, that exhale, even if it's jagged, even if it's stressed. These are the micro movements of the body. Things arise and dissolve. And if we can get really good at playing with that small life and death are happening in every moment, if we can track this, not only will we get more comfortable with the idea of a final death of the body, but we get more comfortable with the fact that we're here, that we're not dead, that we're not in this moment in a dying process. So I invite you I invite you to the wonder of your own existence, of your own micro movements, of your own symphony and orchestra, of all that goes on to create this, the organs, the bones, the skin, the collagen, the tissues, but also the animation, the brain, the pulsation, the breath, the primary respiration, which is the breath under the breath. And instead of tightening, resisting, controlling, what if impermanence could open us towards receptivity? This is the simple practice, just being with the astounding miracle that we have this moment and letting impermanence be our guide, our portal, and our path to awe, gratitude, and deep presence. Thank you for joining me in this very esoteric take on the ecstasy of impermanence.